The console that introduced motion controls in video games is also one with a ton of great games that we're going to remember in this video. Grab your Wiimote and hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notifications so you won't miss our Nintendo videos. Also, let us know in the comments your favorite game of the console. Here, we will show you the 20 best video games for Wii. Ubisoft's redemption of Wii was Red Steel 2. When the console was announced, the first game was presented that did not meet the expectations, both for the story and for the precision of the motion control. With the release of Wii Motion Plus, the original idea of Red Steel became a reality and brought us a very personal first-person action game, using a katana and ranged weapons to fully enjoy an experience that mixed Japan and the Wild West. Mario Strikers was a Super Mario sports game that had a brilliant Wii release named Charged Football. In this game, we had to play with Mario and his friends in violent strike matches. We could unlock characters and win trophies, as well as play online or locally with friends. It was a very enjoyable game. Boom Blooks was a very original idea for Wii. In this hilarious game, created by Steven Spielberg, we had to demolish structures as if it were Angry Birds, but using the Wii motion controls. The best part was its multiplayer mode and the strategies you had to create to beat your friends. Highly recommended, both this and its sequel. Wario had a couple of great games on Wii, and very different ones. In WarioWare's Smooth Moves, we had to overcome micro games by moving the Wii remote in different ways. You will also find an original Wario Land on Wii. This very special game in the Wario universe brought the classic Game Boy 2D Wario gameplay to the big screen with a pretty good and charming result. We saw the release of two games that could be considered the Kill Bill of video games. No More Heroes 1 and 2 tell the story of Travis Touchdown, an assassin who lives in Santa Destroy and must kill off the city's top assassins one by one while trying to win over the heart of his friend Sylvia. It is a bloody action game with many references to pop culture and black humor. It is not perfect, but it is very original and entertaining. Mario Kart also appeared on Wii with a revolutionary gimmick. We could use the motion control to turn left or right. We could also lift the controller to do a wheelie if we are driving the motorcycles. It was a pretty complete and fun game in multiplayer mode, both local and online. Some people didn't like the use of motion controls, but this improvement in accessibility helped many people who had never played Mario Kart before to start playing it. Zack and Wiki is a totally unique game based on trial and error. We could describe it as a puzzle game or a graphic adventure, or maybe a mix of both. Zack is a pirate who lives adventures, and we have to join him and his friend Wiki solving situations in the most unlikely ways you can think of. The challenge was to try different things and see how the environment and the characters reacted. It could be frustrating at times for not getting what you expect, but that also pushed us to keep playing it. One of the most important role-playing stories in video games was born on Wii with Xenoblade Chronicles. We joined Shulk and his friends on an adventure through Bionis and Mykonos, where a powerful sword, called Monado, makes him to see the future and be able to fight against machines. The story is really brilliant, although this version of the game fails in the graphics and some accessibility options that were later fixed in remakes. The goddess Amaterasu had her own video game on Wii with Okami. If you like The Legend of Zelda, this game will surely catch your attention because of its similarities. In Okami, we will control a white wolf that must eliminate a curse that falls on the kingdom. The truth is that this game was born on PlayStation 2, but its Wii version added the use of the celestial brush pointing at the screen with the Wiimote, as well as some other improvements that made it one of the best games of the console. Gamers complain that Nintendo is always changing and experimenting with Paper Mario, but the truth is that great things always come out of those experiments. Super Paper Mario was the first rejection of the turn-based JRPG in the saga after a splendid game in the Thousand-Year Door. This change didn't please everyone, including us, but we can't deny that making a 2D platformer that can switch to 3D was something super original that no one expected. Being able to control Peach, Bowser, or Luigi was very refreshing for Paper Mario, and the platforming gameplay was very entertaining. Smash Bros was unleashed on Nintendo Wii with Brawl, including a lot of characters that we never expected to see in a game of this kind. Sonic or Snake from the Metal Gear saga debuted in this game. It also had a very original story that even today fans miss. It's not better ranked in the Wii Top because its gameplay made the characters very light, giving the feeling that they floated and slowing down the action much more than its predecessor. A step back with some things and a step forward with others. After the great Metroid Prime on GameCube, Retro Studios took over the Donkey Kong saga with Country Returns, the return to 2D platforming of Nintendo's ape. There were many ways to bring him back, and Retro Studios made the best one. With an excellent level design and more challenging than the Super Mario games, Donkey Kong Country Returns gave us a different vision of Nintendo's platform games and the way forward for the character's future projects. They're not exactly from Wii since they were born in GameCube, but with new play control, we could replay the Pikmin saga in a different way. Nintendo created on Wii the perfect control system for Pikmin, with the first two games of the saga adapted to the console. In Pikmin, we play as Captain Olimar, who crashes on a planet and has to escape with the help of his friends, the Pikmin. It is a real-time strategy game and one of the modern projects created by Shigeru Miyamoto, the father of Super Mario. Wii Sports' influence on video games is unprecedented. They popularized motion controls on a grand scale and made Wii one of the best-selling consoles in history. Wii Sports was great, but Wii Sports Resort was the bee's knees, with tons of fun minigames, both solo and local multiplayer. It also had achievements and even a mode to explore Woohoo Island in a plane. Wii Fit was also a curious and unique experience in video games. Capcom was waiting for the perfect moment to launch on Wii one of its most popular sagas. In Monster Hunter Tri, we control a hunter in a maritime village where we must eliminate the threat of savage monsters that want to attack. Its weapon and armor creation system were very addictive. In addition, it was the only game of the series in which we could dive and kill monsters like the Lagiacrus. The icing on the cake is the online mode, being the video game of the console that took more benefit from it, even with its own voice chat using a strange accessory called Wii Speak. If Mario Kart made you play with a plastic steering wheel, New Super Mario Bros. Wii transformed the saga into something totally new. We never thought that playing Super Mario Bros. In company could be so much fun, making entire families take the Wiimotes, even without ever having tried a video game. It has brilliant level design and is very accessible for everyone, but challenging if we want to be completionists. Its more traditional sibling is Ubisoft's Rayman Origins, which is also a 2D platform game for up to 4 players, but more difficult and not as accessible. Resident Evil 4 changed the series forever with an action twist that guided the future games. Currently, Resident Evil 4 in its Wii version is considered one of the best games ever. We took on the role of Leon Scott Kennedy in a small town in Spain, dealing with a bunch of brainwashed enemies while searching for the president's daughter. It has a perfect balance of horror, gore, and action, and included all the content that had previously appeared in other versions. We also recommend Umbrella Chronicles and Darkside Chronicles, two different shooters on rails focused on learning more than the history of Resident Evil. Super Mario Galaxy was a milestone in three-dimensional platform video games. Nintendo not only created a wonderful gameplay with Super Mario, but also gave it a twist by creating planetoids with their own gravity. It was such a good idea, and there were so many rejected contents that a sequel was created with Yoshi as the most important add-on. Both games are a must-have, so don't miss them. The culmination of the Metroid saga came from Retro Studios with Metroid Prime. They moved the Metroid experience from 2 dimensions to 3-dimensional environments that we had to explore in depth. The third game of the series and a compilation with the trilogy adapted to the Wiimote and its motion control came exclusively to Wii. All 3 are masterpieces of 3-dimensional shooters, but as adventures and exploration games they were also amazing. On the other hand, and if you are more interested in the story of Metroid, in Other M you will find a more traditional and very intelligent game created by Team Ninja Studio, which let us see a more human and closer Seamus. Nintendo's triumph with The Legend of Zelda Saga came to Wii with Skyward Sword, which used motion controls to create the first entirely traditional game focused exclusively on them. The result was very good if the Wii Motion Plus was used properly, with brilliant ideas and a charming story that set the starting point of The Legend of Zelda after 25 years of history. On the other hand, Twilight Princess had adapted controls, and while it wasn't quite as great, it offers all the quality of Zelda in one of the darkest games to date. What is your favorite Wii game? Don't forget to leave it in the comments and subscribe to our channel so you won't miss our next videos about Nintendo. See you next time!